Well, apparently good evening. It got dark while I was fueling. The DEF wouldn't work here. A little under half a tank of DEF, so I'll be fine. Oh man, it got dark fast. I was not expecting to have a long day today. And it has become a long day.
Turn right at the stop sign.
Which is okay, which means more money on my payday. I should have...
In 1 kilometer, turn right on Strawberry Creek Road, then take the first right.
I should have a solid half hour to get home, or half hour to spare. We are in a Soyuz, fueled up. My tank was on the empty. Not just on the empty, not the light on, all the way down to the bottom. It was resting on the bottom. There is not much left. Put in 858 liters.
Turn left on 97th Street.
And it has about 900 liters of usable fuel, so I had a little bit left.
In 1.5 kilometers, turn left on 97th Street.
I'd probably about 50, between 50 and 80 kilometers left. I hope. You never really know where the bottom of the tank is until you hit the bottom of the tank. I have not found out yet. I hope not to ever find out. Yeah, the fire is pretty much all under control in the US. There's a little bit of smoke puffs coming here and there. The fire by our place, a little bit of puffs of smoke there too. So they've actually sent the water bombers away. It's just small containment fires going. Firefighters actually setting fires on purpose to burn towards a forest fire. So we're doing pretty good. And it's inevitable that someone's going to say, man, those lights are bad on the truck. No, they're not. Pretty darn good. It's just the camera is not a very good night camera. I'm coming too quick. We'll just complete it.
Continue on 97th Street.
Northbound, headed home. Car, I am confident, had brights on. It's actually a kind of pretty sunset. I'm sure if there had been clouds, it would have been a very orange sunset. Why'd you bother passing me? If you're gonna just slow down. Just speeding up again. So, last night I made it to the customer with like 9 minutes of remaining time. It's like, yes! Made it there, went straight to bed. Actually, really good sleep. Felt good. Got a nice, good, long night's sleep. 7.5 hours anyway. Woke up in the morning and they were just open the gates as I was finishing my pre-trip. It's like perfect timing. So I got unloaded. I'm like, well, I guess I'll go to Klesnikov now and pick up a load somewhere to the coast. No. They're like, hey, you still got lots of hours. You got there really early. Hey, there's enough time for you to do a bonus run. I'm like, yep, there is. So I did a run over the Kootenay Pass to, so over Bombay and Kootenay Pass to Creston, well actually Erickson, to Northern Mat and Erickson, and delivered a load there, and then came back empty, went back to Klesnikov, just in time to get loaded there. Heavy load, heavy load. I haven't scaled myself, but it'll be right near the maximums. And then, of course, I ran into a new guy there again and helped him load his load. And he was actually going to tarp his load because he's never tarped, doesn't know how to tarp. The load doesn't need to be tarped, but they had someone waiting at a tarping station that was going to teach him how to tarp, so that was cool. But forklift, always as you pull in, you take the strap off your tarps. Tarps always lay on your deck, and they take the tarps off, put them to the side, and then if the tarps are not needed for that load, they just get put on top of the load somewhere, and you strap them down on top of the load. But the forklift driver forgot to put them back on my load, and I forgot. I was leaving. I was all the way to Castlegar, and all of a sudden I get a phone call. Hey, you forgot your tarps here. I'm like, God darn. Okay, I'll do a U-turn and come back. So I returned back to Klesnikov and picked up my tarps. So that took an extra 20 minutes. Oops. And then of course my fuel gauge, I got it a little bit lower than I wanted it to go. It pinged at me low fuel on eHolt, and I'm like, ha, I just passed the fuel station and now it's binging at me. Should I have stopped there and fueled up after all? But it worked out. But yes, I could not get DEF here. But the fuel station in Grand Forks does not have DEF, so if I'd fueled up there or over here, I couldn't have gotten DEF. That's okay. We'll, on Tuesday morning or somewhere, or Tuesday afternoon, we'll have to stop at a place and hopefully they've got DEF. Should be able to make it through Oliver on a one-take Friday. I intended to shoot video through Oliver today, but all the delays have apparently let everything get dark on me. Excuse me. I always turn my radios down when I do my YouTube video, but I was talking to a driver. The driver was telling a story about him driving in the US along the interstates. All of a sudden his CB, someone squawked on his CB, just goes, "A driver going this direction, company name this." I said, "You on here?" And he just goes, "Yep." He goes, "Hey, I'm a trooper that is in the fast lane behind you. When I turn my red and blue lights on, do not hit the brakes. Just keep driving like normal." He just goes, "All right." And then turns his lights on and keeps driving like normal. Trooper said, "Keep driving like normal." And all of a sudden, the cop starts slowing down, and out pops a car that was so close to his bumper, he did not know there was a car there. Trooper just goes, "Yeah, I was afraid that if I turned the lights on, you would hit the brakes and you'd kill the guy that was behind you. Car was right on his bumper." So it's important to keep your radios on for safety. I'll turn mine off in cities because there's too much BS on them, too much racism and profanity and stuff like that. But when we're out in the middle of nowhere, I just leave my radio on. With a CB radio, the profanity and stuff is not as big of an issue because the range is so much shorter. But when you get into the lower mainland with VHF radio, you pick up everything for miles around. And someone somewhere has an issue with someone, and there's yelling and swearing and racism and all that stuff. So some days I feel like getting in there and I put some people in their place. Make it clear that just because he's a white guy doesn't make him more special than anybody else. Other times I just shut it off. Most of the time when I speak up and say something about anything either positive about other races or negative about us white people, you have a lot of other white people chiming in and going, "Amen." It kind of shuts the other guy up. Most of the time you can kill racism by making it clear that you yourself are a white person and there's nothing special about it. Just because the other person's a different color skin doesn't make them a worse driver. But yeah, for safety reasons, keep the radio on. Doesn't have to be loud, just quiet. If all of a sudden you hear something, see if they're trying to talk to you. I know it's saved me a couple of times where it's like people are warning. It's like, hey, heads up, right ahead of you, accident or black ice all over the place. Okay. Wow. No reflectors on that bike. We're almost to Oliver here. Hopefully there's lots of lights on and we can get to see something a little bit better in the dark drive like this. I was hoping to show the orchards and all the apples and stuff, but yeah, that didn't work out, did it? I can see the apples there beside us. They're doing well. Doing really well. Those particular apples were golden delicious. They were getting very nice and golden looking. Fruit stands are closed up for the night. It's only 8:15 compared to just a few months ago where it stayed light, or of course we were way north as well, where it stayed light a long time. The days are certainly getting shorter. Of course, those of you guys living on the southern hemisphere, your days are getting longer right now. Person on the shoulder. See one reflector on that bike on the other side of the road. Sure, it's illegal, but nobody enforces it. I'm surprised we don't hear more often bikers getting run over by big rigs or something like that, because we always run on the fog line. It's a safety thing. A lot of us run on the fog line anyway, especially in the winter. Just keep an eye on that white line, follow that fog line, and you miss a lot of close calls, especially crossing bridges. People tend to cross the yellow line on bridges, and if you're following the fog line, gives you a little bit extra room if someone does cross the yellow line. Beautiful town. I always liked Oliver. I could see myself moving here. Got some people there. Let's get up the speed limit. That was Oliver at night. It'll be dark again. Now, having said that, Oliver does keep stretching further north, just not along this highway. Go a few miles here where the town is beside us. Corvette doesn't think I'm fast enough. Fair enough. Basically, Oliver stretches to that next intersection. I'll show you when we get to it. Heck, even 20 minutes ago when we started this video, you could make the outline of the mountains. You could still see some light. Now it's just black. See a forklift booting around there. Looks like they are unloading a small, maybe a 5-ton truck. What is that single red light I'm seeing? A motorcycle? It's a car with just one light on. Corvette must have passed it. This Corvette had 2 lights on. Might be a motorcycle. There's a car facing us on the wrong side of the road here. They're way off the road, so okay, we're good. What, 8:30 now? A little past 8:30. Car scared me for a second. Well, now I turn my brights on, I can see there's a reflector beside the brake light, so it's a car with only one brake light or one tail light. So it's actually a lot closer to us than it looks. This is the north end of Oliver here. Here at this intersection here. This is where the correctional center is up here. So anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed the night video. I wasn't expecting to make a night video, but this is what we've got. There's a pretty cool statue, the type of monument thing here on the right hand side. It's two native people holding a big globe, and you can see the lines going around the globe. Probably not very visible at night, but it's pretty cool. There will be no video this Monday. Well, the brake light works, just tail light's out. I've got this Monday off, so no video this Monday, but I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. We'll be headed to the coast, delivering this load in Abbotsford on Tuesday at around 10 o'clock. And then I'm told I'm going to pick up a load in Langley. You guys have a great weekend. Adios. that was a brake check, but it might just be incompetent driving too. We're doing about 20 under the speed limit.